Hey friends, I want to tell you about a change that I'm making. This Sunday, we are changing the current series that we're in to do another series for 7 weeks. Now, this is somewhat of a last-minute decision, and this is not something I do often. I think since I've been lead pastor, I've only done this 2, maybe 3 times. But the reason I feel that we need to change the series is the Holy Spirit has challenged me to do this. And so what is the topic that we're going to look at for the next 7 weeks? Well, the topic is the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit has told me to talk about Him. And I got to be honest, I'm excited about this. I'm pumped about this. And for me, the excitement goes back even all the way to when I first became lead pastor. So in that process of the transition from going from executive pastor to lead pastor, and at that point I was teaching every single week, I wanted to do a series that I felt our church needed, and that was a series on the Holy Spirit. So the last 4 weeks of being executive pastor, I taught on the Holy Spirit. And the first 4 weeks of being the new lead pastor, I taught on the Holy Spirit. So I did an 8-week series. And I was excited about it because I realized many people in our church had never heard really solid teaching on who the Holy Spirit is and what He means to our lives individually and our lives as believers. And I'll tell you, the response that we received from that series is probably, even to this day, we had more response for that series than any other one. I still frequently talk to people who will tell me that that series changed their whole Christian walk because it gave them some clarity that they were missing. And so now we are going to do it again because I realize since that point, we have added to our church around between 800 to 1,000 people who have never heard that teaching. Many of them have never heard solid teaching on who the Holy Spirit is. But this also makes me kind of laugh because I remember when I first told the church that I was going to do a series on the Holy Spirit. And what made me laugh was I kept getting the same question over and over. People asked me, and they were so nervous about it. They said, "Are we going goofy? Are we going weird?" And at first I was like, "What do you mean?" And then they started to tell me about their experiences with the Holy Spirit or things they've seen on TV. And I realized a lot of people, their only experience or exposure to the Holy Spirit is people who have done bizarre things in His name. So let me just assure you, we are not going goofy. We are not going strange. The Holy Spirit is not weird. He's not strange. He is God, and He gives us incredible gifts, and He produces wonderful fruit in our lives, and He gives us the tools necessary to live out the calling of our lives. And so for the next 7 weeks, we're going to look at who the Holy Spirit is. We're going to look at His gifts and how they practically play out in our lives. We're going to look at the fruit that He produces through us. We're going to look at God's plan for our lives and the Holy Spirit. It is going to be a powerful and dynamic series that I believe will revolutionize our church the same way it did 4 years ago. And so I'm encouraging you to be a part of it, to invite friends. I promise you, you will not be embarrassed. This is not a series to quit inviting people to thinking, well, I don't know what Pastor Matt's going to say. I think I have enough credibility with you to know that I can handle difficult topics in a clear way, a way that everyone understands and sees the relevance to their lives. So please don't miss the next 7 weeks. If you miss it because you're on vacation for whatever reason, make sure you watch it online so that you can stay in the loop. And I'm excited for this series and some things that are going to come out of it. We're going to have some worship nights, a lot of other wonderful things. And so the reason that I'm doing this, I just want to end with this. The reason that I'm doing this is the Holy Spirit told me to do it. Told me to change our schedule, told me to just rework the whole plan that we had for the next 6 months. And so we have to obey who He is. And I'm excited to do this because this is a series that is going to change our lives individually and I believe even change the very culture of our church. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send them in, and I'd love to answer them. And guys, I'm so excited. Can't wait to see you Sunday. I love you. So proud of you.